Everyone. I'm Saurabh. This is Prabhat. We've come from Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is one of the youngest states in India. We just turned 25. We are the 9th largest state. We are very strategically located in the heart of India with access to more than 500 population. We border 7 states. We are a power surplus state. We have with more than 3,000 megawatt of inherent capacity. In fact, we supply power to all the neighboring states also. A mining powerhouse. We have been constantly clocking more than 9% GDP over the last 25 years since we've been born. Our contribution to India's GDP started off from 1% when we were formed. Right now, we have come up to 1.7%. We are aggressively targeting to double this over the next 5 years again. Like the point I said, it's a well-connected state with a lot of airports, 5 airports, 2,500 rail network, 3,500 train network. Besides this, we have 2 very good port connectivity, one from Paradeep and one an express highway established connectivity to Visakhapatnam. When the state was formed, the state took a call of setting up a new greenfield capital city. This has not happened historically a lot in India. In 1920s, New Delhi was formed, NDMC area that is known as Lutyens Delhi, that is 40 square kilometer. In 1950s, Chandigarh was formed. That was roughly 70 square kilometer. It is right now 110 square kilometer. We took a call to set up a greenfield smart city of 237 square kilometer in the year 2005. We've already invested more than 1.6 billion onto the infrastructure. The city has its own airport. It has its own railway line. And we are one of the biggest land banks in central India as of now. In terms of infrastructure, we have an integrated command and control center that was inaugurated in the year 2018 by the Honorable Prime Minister. It predates the smart city scheme of Mahua. Everything, be it power, street light, water, sewerage, everything is controlled from this command and control center. It takes roughly 19 people to operate this command and control center to service all the public utility within the city. On social infrastructure, we have already constructed more than 10,000 dwelling units, 15,000 are under construction. The best institutes, be it IIM, IIIT, National Law University, Institute of Hotel Management, all are functioning. We have designed the city, we have conceptualized the city to be a recreational city with 27% of area dedicated for recreation. We have 5-star resorts, we have 18-hole golf course, we have the 3rd largest cricket stadium in India. We have also the Asia's largest man-made jungle safari. In terms of economy, within the city itself, we have more than 1,800 acres of dedicated land bank. Overall, the state has more than 10,000, but the city itself has more than 1,800 acres of land bank. We are constructing more than 10 lakh square foot of IT and commercial space. While doing all of this, the focus still is on sustainable values. We want this city to be stable over the long run. So it's a zero-discharge city with complete e-mobility integrated. The government is already functioning. Mantralaya, Secretariat, Vidhan Sabha, Chief Minister House, everything is already functioning. State government offices, central government offices are functioning in the new city. In terms of the future planning, we are planning to expand the city and get more than 7,500 crore of private investment more. We want to integrate Raipur, Naya Raipur, Durg, Bhilai into an industrial economic complex. We are in the process of setting up more than 500 megawatts of solar. We want to target a net zero city. In terms of tourism, we already have 5-star resorts functioning. We want to target within WED in India, we want to target more than 1,500 rooms within the city, the best in MICE infrastructure as well as Medicity. For the industrial policy points, I would like to invite Prabhat.
Thank you, sir. So, as sir before me mentioned, we are a young state. We have graduated from teen to adulthood, celebrating our 25th year. Giving a broad context for our industrial policy, in our 25 years, we have worked hard to develop the core infrastructure. We have mastered our core sectors. We are the largest steel producer in India. We produce more than 25% of cement in India. We are a mining powerhouse controlling on minerals. And we have done all these industries without any industrial conflict. It's a peaceful state. These sectors inherently involve a lot of labor unrest, but our state, by virtue of its policies, by virtue of the nature of the people of the state, is a state with a very industry-friendly policy and non-industrial conflict. So now, after mastering these sectors, this industrial policy from the government is now focused on going for the next part. We have a policy which is focused on creating jobs. We have a policy which is focused on now creating a downstream value. And we have a policy which, unlike Indian growth story, our story is a manufacturing-driven story. And now we want to focus on service sector. So we are like Eklavya, which has hidden in the shadows, learned from everyone, and now we are ready to come out and show our skills. Broadly speaking, these are our two key subsidy for industries. We have tried to match the best subsidy in country. When it comes to fixed capital investment, while other states' policies in total end at 20-25%, we start at 30%. There's a different categories. For the sectors we want to focus on, we go from 30 to as high as 50%. And if you go in the second part, if you are, the other mode of availing the subsidy is GST. And the best part about this is our entire policy rests on a broad pillar that for manufacturing sector, we are willing to give out 100% of the fixed capital investment driven by industry. And for us, fixed capital investment is not just plant and machinery, but your land cost also. So entire investment, we can give you back. And for service sector, we are willing to go 1.5 times. The other subsidies show the outlook we have taken. It was before mentioned by Honorable CM of Uttarakhand. We also went to industry, we understood their problems. We figured out the best training for any workforce happens at the shop floor. So we understand that government is not the final arbiter to decide how to skill. We are providing industry a 1 month wage as a subsidy to cover their training cost. We want industry not to cut corners. Social security is a government mandate. So we cover the EPF cost for the first 5 years for our lower skilled labor. And to make it a more equitable, inclusive, for these three categories, our Naxal affected population, our retired Agniveers, and for our disabled population, we cover 40% of the salary for the first 5 years. The special packages are broadly to define three types of industries. These sectors are the sectors where we are competitive. They are sectors where the maximum number of jobs will be created for our state people. And they are sectors which are the sectors of the future where the future industry would happen. So these sectors falling under one of the three categories are the sectors where state has given specific provisions. The specific provisions being, we have gone for say an AI data center or a robotics data center, we go up to 60% of your fixed capital investment upfront. For sectors like pharma, textile, we are trying to build a subsidy package which goes up to 50% of fixed capital, or in terms of wages, up to 1 year of wages per employee, state will essentially bear. Our logic being that the more jobs we create, the more we boost our economy. Finally speaking, we are the only state, every state does a bespoke policy custom tailored to the industry incentives. We have slightly tweaked it a bit, saying that while investment is important, we target investment in sectors which are important to us, but we are also that much more interested in industries which with a smaller investment also can bring huge jobs. So any industry which brings 1,000 jobs or more in our state, we offer to match the best incentive in the country. Last but not the least, industries do not come because of subsidies, they come because of the environment. These capture our broad guiding principles when we deal with industry. Our Honorable CM in the launch of industrial policy has committed that our focus would be on reducing the cost of business, and not just the regulatory cost, but also the state has committed to spend 1% of its annual GSDP, which is 5 lakh crore, towards building industrial infrastructure to reduce the cost of evacuation, to reduce the cost of power. Our state believes that we will deal with business in a trust-based framework. We start with the assumption that businesses are there to do the right thing. It is our job to provide them the framework. to be able to do business in an honest and ethical manner. Our government believes that the job of that for a business to do his business, there should be least interaction with the government. So we believe in concepts and implementing concepts of third-party certification, self-certification to minimize this interaction. And last but not the least, we are a government which is focused on predictable policy, consultative policy, and while single window system is across the board, we also focus on providing a single window grievance redressal so that industry has a single point of contact to clear their grievances in a short manner. So this is a policy. There is a small video for you to see, giving a broad outlook. Thanks a lot.